told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you...
Good morning my fellow treasure hunters and explorers. Today I want to do a little video on a little trip we took the other day. It was a lot of fun exploring the tunnels that we found a while back, and designed this little tunnel badger to help us out. I've modified it a little bit since then and made a few changes, but I want to share that video with you today and show you some of these interesting rock formations, these holes that we've found. That is the reason that I've created this. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and share and subscribe. And if you want to support us, I've got some new hats that I've designed, treasure hunting hats and some type of hunting hats, and that really helps the channel go a long way. It's getting harder and harder to YouTube to make this pay for itself. It's more of a labor of love, more of a fun thing to do for me than any kind of a money maker. In fact, I lose money on every video I make, but it's kind of fun to document what we do in the field and our little adventures. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, share it, and subscribe, and do a little bit to help the channel. That'll go a long way to encourage me to keep doing these videos. Anyway, with that, let's jump right into this video. A while back I discovered an unusual tunnel formation in an area we were looking for a Spanish ruin or a Spanish cache. There were several different symbols that kind of led us to this conclusion. Anyway, we found a number of unusual little tunnels that were straight back in the mountain in the sandstone. And since that time I've done a lot of thinking about it, and I think that they were probably either done by a giant underwater worm of some kind, creating a wormhole that then kind of petrified or fossilized when the water or other sediment settled in on top of it. Or, and most likely, there were large logs that were floating in the water, and as they lost all their limbs and they became waterlogged and sank to the bottom, and they were covered up with sediment, and then as that eroded away, perhaps those logs weren't petrified or fully petrified, and then over time as they were exposed, the wood material rotted out and left those tunnels. And the reason I think that is because there is a lot of petrified wood around some of these areas. And since that time I've found these unusual tunnels in several other areas, and in these areas there's also petrified wood. And so I'm thinking that that's what these tunnels were all about. Now there's other possibilities. They could be prehistoric badger tunnels or rodent holes or something that's solidified. But you can see that the outside edges of them, it seems like that there's some leaching of different color has leached into the sandstone, and I think that's probably the bark of the tree. As that sediment transfer with that weight and pressure on the wood, the transfer of the bark coloring seems like it went into the sandstone or something like that. Anyway, it's pretty unusual. I was pretty curious to explore these tunnels. We didn't really have anything that we could do that with. We don't have a little mine bot or tunnel bot that you can remote control, run it in there. And so I made this tunnel badger out of an old skateboard and a GoPro and a little headlamp. It hooks onto some chimney sweep rods, and you can add as many rods on as you like. The only problem with this thing is it only goes one way, and that's straight. It can't turn around the corners, but these holes are pretty straight, and I guess that's what led me to believe that they're probably from a tree, from prehistoric trees that settled down into the bottom of a lake, or this area was covered with water. It was part of the inland sea, and then the sediment settled in on top of it, and then when the trees rotted out later, it left these tunnels that were solidified. And anyway, it's curious. It's fun to explore little places like that. It was kind of interesting that none of these seem to have any animals living in them, and I don't know why. They seem like a ready-made animal den or shelter, but maybe it's because water can get in there, or the elements get in there, or maybe it's because they're a one-way trip in and out, and animals want an escape route. They want to have more than one way in and out. Anyway, whatever the case, me and John went in and we explored one of these the other day, and I had 18 feet of chimney sweep rod and hooked it up and ran it in there, and lo and behold, I didn't have enough length. It was much further back in than 18 feet, so I'm going to have to get some more rods, and we'll go back and see if we can find the end of this tunnel. Anyway, I'll share the video with you and some of the interesting things I've found. When you're out exploring, you'll find a lot of things that interest you just as much as the chance to find some treasure or to discover something else. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and necessity is the mother of invention, or maybe insanity, I don't know which, but it's been kind of fun making this little thing, and it seems like it's going to work out pretty well, as long as the tunnels are straight and large enough. I had to modify it. I took a coffee can and modified it to protect my camera and the light, because the last trip that we took it and used it, it got pretty close to the ceiling. I could see in the video when I brought it back out, and so do a lot of work, and I didn't want to damage it. So anyway, that seems like it's going to work out. I'll give it another shot when I get some more chimney rod. Well, the old silver badger did its job. At least I know it works for this hole.
Yeah.
snakes here, John. Wish we had another section, another set. I could get in there 36 feet.
That's as far as I can get in there.
All right, well. Those streaks just deny I had the dragon.